to day 24 of the Crochet Society Advent Cal. Merry Christmas Eve. Today we are going to be doing a repeat of day 14. So you want to be using those colours. So you'll be using colour 24 as well as colour 23 for day 14. And then you're going to come back and we're going to continue to work on the border. So I'm just going to put colour 24 out of the way for now, and then I'm going to come back to day 14, which is where we placed a stitch marker and left our yarn attached to the work. So what you want to do is go ahead and take out that stitch marker and then grab your 3.5mm crochet hook, and we're going to do a chain one, a double crochet, chain one, double crochet into the last stitch. So double crochet, which is single crochet in the US, chain one, double crochet, so all 3 of those into that last stitch. And then you want to place your stitch marker into that corner stitch. So that is into that chain one that we've just created, and that is your corner stitch. We're going to rotate our work round so that we're working down this edge. And what we're going to do along this edge is chain one and then double crochet into the row end. Now you can either go around the stitch or into the stitch. Sometimes going into the actual stitch looks a little bit neater and stops any unnecessary gapping. So you're going to chain one and then double crochet, chain one and double crochet. So you want to do approximately 40 repeats of those. So chain one, double crochet 40 times up until you get to your hexagon. Now, as a general rule, you want to do around 2 double crochets into every 3 rows of double crochets, or 3 double crochets into every 2 rows of trebles. So that's just to give you a general rule. What I would do is just count your stitches, and then you can just make sure that they are the same on each section of your work. So you're going to go ahead, do that all the way till you get to your hexagon. Again, you're going to have approximately 40 of those stitches, and then meet me back once you're ready. Okay, so once you've evenly worked your way down the edge, we're now going, and don't worry about these tail ends, we can sew them in a little bit later. We're now going to work on this hexagon. We've done a chain one and we're going to start in the second chain of the corner. So you can see the corner space here. We're going to go into that second chain. We're then going to chain one, miss a stitch, and then do a back loop, double crochet, chain one, miss a stitch, back loop, double crochet. So that chain one, miss a stitch, back loop, double crochet, chain one, miss a stitch, back loop, double crochet. We're going to repeat 4 times, so all the way across the side of this hexagon. And then once you get to the chain space again, you can go into that chain space, double crochet, and then of course you will have the mirrored image of your stitches on this side. I haven't done mine just for timing purposes for filming, but you would go ahead and continue to work that chain one, double crochet all the way up until you get to the end of this edge. Now, I've already started the other side just so I can show you how that will look once you get to that last stitch. So I have done a double crochet, chain 1. Your last double crochet is going to be in the last stitch of day 14 or the last stitch of day 24, which is just here. So you can see you've got the shell and you've got a chain 2, and then you have that last row just here where you're going to do your last double crochet. So once you've worked into that stitch, you're going to chain 1 and then join to the chain with a slip stitch. So we have our chain 2 here, you're going to join with a slip stitch, and then you're going to fasten off. You want to take your stitch marker, and where you've just made that chain 1, just here, you want to place it into there because that is your corner space, just as we have a corner space here. So say this is the first side that we've done, you'd work up here and then you would move across that edge, and then you should still have that working loop where you will continue the same. So you would just make sure that you've done it down one side and then down across the bottom and up the other. So by the time that you've finished, you've got a border down one edge with one colour and then a border down the other edge with the other colour. So there we have day 24 of the Crochet Society Advent Cal. Please make sure that you tag myself, Crochet Society and Rosina in your photos, because we would absolutely love to see pictures of your progress. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again in the next video.